Welcome to another edition of the Art of Women Tampa Bay Art Chat. And my name is Renee Warmack. I'm a producer, speaker, and coach, and the founder of the Facebook group, The Art of Women Tampa Bay. And I started this series of online art chats to help offset the fact that we can't do in-person events. I had started doing the Art of Women events, which are our interactive art shows that feature local diverse women and their wonderful art creations. And I had 3 of those and look forward to doing more in the future. But for now, I'm featuring artists online in Zoom calls, and we're going to just share, connect, and grow and get to know each other better here in this platform. So today I have artist Francine Bauer with me, and welcome, Francine.
Thank you. Hi, Renee.
Hi. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. I've known Francine for many years and have watched her evolution. And I look forward to sharing and having her share her journey with you and pearls of wisdom. So Francine conveys intensely personal moments through intuition and imagination in her art. Her goal is to explore the purity of raw, untamed, and non-linear emotion using color, line, form, and non-traditional methodologies. And she's got some accolades I'm going to talk about here. We're going to brag about you. She was featured at the Florida State Fair as a featured artist, big deal, in 2019. Mm-hmm. And twice she's been accepted into the Tampa Bay Lightning Celebration of the Arts. And in 2016, she won. And we'll just dive in right there. And since that's such a great, cool thing that the Lightning does, and go ahead and touch on that just real there, and then we'll get into more of your backstory and your origin and how you got started and how you became such an awesome artist. So what was the deal with that in 2016?
I think they've been doing this for about 8 years now, the Vinnick family, and anybody can enter. They have thousands of entries every year. And I was thrilled to be chosen and shocked to have won. It was really amazing. I've sold the painting, but it was an encaustic piece that was already done in my mind before I even started it.
I love it.
It's one of those things that just happened exactly the way it was supposed to. It was called Carried Away, and they like to have art that represents the Tampa Bay area and the Lightning and things that we enjoy doing in our community. And they support our community as well. So
the piece hung there? Go ahead. Yeah.
It hangs through the whole season on the second floor where all the private boxes are.
Love it.
So not everybody can see it, unfortunately. But I was lucky to get chosen again this year. But I didn't win. But that's okay, because not everybody gets chosen.
But your art's hanging there again, and
it is there now, yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. And so that first piece, you said it sold. Did it sell there, or?
No, I sold it afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's exciting exposure that you got. How'd you hear about that opportunity initially?
I think I get all kinds of art information, what shows are coming up, and it pops up on these websites.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So as I said in the beginning, we go way back, and I know that your kids went to my alma mater and were in the band.
That's right.
And I'm
Go Chiefs.
I'm gonna take you back there, because that's when I met you. And how'd you get into this art thing that you're doing now?
Well, when I was 18 or 19 years old, I actually went to a garage sale, bought an art box full of oil paint, and I bought a easel, both of which I still have.
Aww.
And so I painted for a while, and then life, then there were kids, and being a band mom at Chamberlain, that was it takes up a lot of time to raise kids and do everything and encourage them and what they want to do with their lives. I have a music graduate, and I have a culinary graduate, and I have, great kids. And my son Stephen works for the Department of Education now. But so long story short, I ended up raising my kids. They were gone. And I knew that I had to make a real effort to make my own friends away from the school. And that's where you come in.
Nice. Thank you. I'm honored to be your friend.
Yeah, I was just so grateful to meet some amazing people. And I ended up going to the Life Enrichment Center with a friend and started painting again in 2011, I think it was. So it's only been 9 years.
Wow.
And I've already come so far. And I've come this far because of supportive friends and teachers and mentors. I know that's what you like to do as well. And I think that's just so important to have people believe in you and encourage you. And I would not be sitting here if it weren't for them.
Good. Yeah, I hear you. Absolutely. Yeah. And, my claim your power.
That's right.
Is my mantra. And yes, I do have a coaching program and love to help others. And you certainly have been a real inspiration to me with all that you've done. And I appreciate you showing your amazing work at my Art of Women events. And
that was awesome.
Thank you. And
that was amazing.
It's been great to have you there. Talk about the different mediums. I know when I watched you in the beginning, you were painting. I don't know the difference between, acrylics and blah, blah, blah. So talk about initially what you did and what kind of paint, and then walk me through the evolution of where you are now, because you're doing some really different things and they're cool. Of course.
Yeah. Well, I started off in oil painting, and the work behind me, it's huge. You were talking about the Florida State Fair earlier. I actually was the featured artist, and I had a 9-foot by 20-foot area to fill.
It was awesome. I saw it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I thought I really had to make a statement, and I did that in oil. So there were 5 canvases that all go together, and each one represented one of my sisters, because we were all separated by adoption. And so each piece represents one of them. So
special.
So there's only like 3 behind me. That's how huge it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's one panel. That's one panel.
That's 1, 2. There's 3 behind me.
3 panels?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other ones have got to get up north where they live.
Okay.
So I started in oil, and then I went to the Gasparilla Arts Fest, and I saw something across the way. I'm like, what is that art? What is that? And I walked up to it, and it was encaustic.
Okay.
Encaustic is a hot wax medium. And I was just like, I want to do that. And it's really it's completely different, but I really enjoy it. Learned how to do it on YouTube because I couldn't find anybody in the area.
I love it. That's great. That's great resource to know that's how you found out how to do that. And there are so much on there.
Yep. I did take one weekend workshop, and that was really helpful as well. So I just have taken and gone from actually learning how to do it on YouTube, won the Celebration of the Arts with an encaustic piece.
Nice.
And now I actually teach it as well. So
very cool. Wow. Yeah. What a journey.
Yeah.
So encaustic, you said it's hot wax. So it's hot wax, yes. Encaustic. Okay. Yeah. Hot wax and paint.
It's a hot wax medium. So the medium itself is clear, and it's beeswax and Damar varnish mixed together. Very toxic. You have to have really good ventilation for all of this.
Okay.
And you put it on, you lay it on, and then you fuse it with the heat gun, and you lay it on again, and you can go up to 25 layers.
Wow.
So it can be really, really thick. Okay. And you can embed things in it. You can put photos in it. It's just, there really are no boundaries to it.
Now, where do you get the supplies for something unique like that?
Well, we had AOE, but they closed. So now I'm having to get them online.
Okay.
There's some places down in Bradenton, but yeah, during the time of COVID,
Sure.
yeah, online art stores.
Right.
Keep them in
Absolutely.
business.
Yep. Yep. You can get some
So
discounts that way sometimes too.
sometimes, yeah.
So, moving forward, okay, so then those are two kinds that two types of art.
Right.
Where are you? Anything after that? And then I know today there's the little figure. I'm going to call them little figurines that you do. I'm a filmmaker, so I don't know these things, but tell me what those are.
Sculptures. We're going to
Sculptures.
call them little sculptures. And I've done some sculpture with encaustic as well. I moved into a little bit of cold wax, which is basically a cold wax medium that you mix with oil paint.
Okay.
But then our wonderful mutual friend Kelly said, you've got to try this poly. Now I'm just blue. Anyway,
That's okay.
we're making these little.
There we go. There's one. All right, talk about that piece. What's going on there?
We
love
started
it.
doing the polymer clay,
Right.
and it comes in all kinds of colors, and then you can mix them together,
okay,
and make these amazing patterns. And it's great
Wow.
to make jewelry and stuff like that, but it's not really me. So I'm like, I need to start figuring out how to make sculptures and stuff out of this. So these are some of the ones that I've done
Wow.
lately.
Wow.
Isn't that
so
fun?
Cool. Yeah, and I love the departure from, just, not that these, I mean, your paintings are amazing, but it's like such a departure and an evolution in your
Oh, it is so much
creations
fun.
and your methodology.
Yeah, look at this little back.
Yeah.
It's so detailed. I just love them. And it's just, there's no there's no boundaries at all. Whatever I think I can do. I'm now on the hunt for real antlers.
Okay. Wow.
And make bigger ones.
Oh, God. Hey, so those little pieces, I'm going to do a little deep dive here on those pieces because I happen to and Kelly Hickman is a good friend, and she's a fellow filmmaker, film editor, and so she also, I know, works in the polymer stuff, like you said. I know that there's these things called canes. And and so when somebody looks at that piece, I don't think they realize that you're actually creating the color blend of that clay through a cane. Talk about the cane process and how those kind of slice up like biscuits.
Exactly, like cookie dough.
Like cookie dough.
Yeah. It's really amazing, and it looks really, really hard. But when you're with somebody and they walk you through the process, you walk through it together. It's not so difficult. Each of those canes have started off with individual colors, and then you put the colors together in certain ways, and then you make a long cane.
It blows my mind. Mine too. My mind. I can't. It's like
mine too. It's just amazing how it works, and it's not that difficult once you break it down. Like a lot of things, I think.
Sure.
I think it's just important, no matter what you're doing, and I know that you know this, that you just have no fear. If it's a painting, you could paint over it, and I have.
Right. That's good. That's good to know. Even you had to paint over it, or felt like you needed to paint over it.
There are no mistakes that can't be fixed.
So I agree. Right. I know. Yeah. So tell me what inspires your art. Are there certain things that typically inspire your art, like deep down inside, that push you forward? Or is it like, depending on the mood you're in that day, you're like, I was thinking about this kind of a thing, and you know what, I think I'm going to do something. I know you're an avid reader too.
Yes.
and love science fiction and as one of your genres, but and so I don't know, just does any of your inspiration come from some of that? Or I know life lessons and things throughout our lives often inspire us. I know they do me in my movies. And what about you?
Absolutely. I think music probably inspires me the most.
Cool.
Just music is everything
Yeah.
in art. It's all the same. So yeah, music really inspires me. Sometimes I just get a visual, and sometimes I just paint, and whatever happens happens.
Nice. Like a free form kind of thing.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like a subconscious thing, and you just kind of go with whatever's happening right then and there. You can always cover it up. You can add to it. I've got many a canvas still sitting there waiting for more inspiration. Yeah, I really can't put a name to what it is other than, I guess, inspiration. Yeah, just
I know
doing it.
you, and the piece behind you, I know you mentioned that that your sisters were an inspiration for that, and that's a
Yes.
very special piece, and thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Sure.
So talk to me about your journey, which we all, or I feel like, sometimes have challenges with, or it's a evolution on pricing. Art
Yeah,
is such a subjective thing,
it
and
is.
we've got a certain amount of hours we put into something to create it, and then we got, what do we think it'll yield on the street, or at festivals or wherever. So just give me
Exactly.
your thoughts on that.
I think size matters when it comes to art. If you are doing a huge piece like this, that's, that jumps the price up. I think the quality of the price makes a difference.
The quality of the piece. Did
Yeah,
you say quality
yeah,
of piece?
sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Quality of the piece
Yeah.
does make a difference. If this is something that it's like, wow, I really hit it out of the park that time. You
have a gut. You have a gut with that.
It's a tuning fork.
Yeah.
It's a tuning fork. You're
Yeah.
just like, wow, that is a really good piece. Yeah, it's going to go for a little bit more. I think you have to look at the market. Look, if you're in a show, look at what everybody else is doing to an extent. These little guys, I actually added the wood to them and a French cleat on the back,
Oh, cool.
which elevates the art literally.
Sure.
So then it can be hung on the wall.
I love it. That's so smart. I love it. Yes.
It took me a couple months to get there, but I'm like, it just sitting on someone's desk.
It could float on the wall, kind of.
It is actually literally floating on the wall. You don't even see the device holding it.
Very smart.
So that's one of and I don't know where that comes from. It just comes through working through the process, working it in your mind. And even if you're sitting reading or watching TV or listening to music, doesn't mean that your mind isn't working through the problem.
Sure.
Yeah. So I decided that they needed to be on wood. And then I'm like, where am I getting this wood? It finally dawned on me that I can get 4x4, have my husband cut it.
Yeah.
Nice. There it is.
He also he helps with your frames too.
He is my framer. I think I owe you a frame.
Well,
he's my framer, and he's been really super busy and out of town a lot. So I'm having to figure it out on my own, which is good.
You're a good team, and I love the piece that I have of yours over my bed, and we look forward to getting a frame at some point. But it's beautiful the way it is, and it's very inspirational. Love it. So we're going to wrap up with a couple things here. You've mentioned, some advice already. Have no fear. You can always paint over it in terms of art. Any other pearls you want to give to any? There's a lot of different people out there, and certainly the Art of Women Tampa Bay Facebook page. This will be shared there as well as publicly on the various platforms of Renee Warmack Productions, which is the producer of this Zoom series of the Art of Women Tampa Bay. So let us have it.
Well, I think the most important thing is that you're just never too old.
Love it.
I just turned 60.
Woo.
And I am having the best time of my life.
Cool.
I feel like I've had 3 seasons to my life, if you will. I had before kids, had kids, the most important part of my life, obviously. but I knew my kids would not want me to have them as the focus of my life forever. So try to be not that person. I knew that I needed to make new friends, adult friends, and I needed to. I think it gave me an opportunity to become what I always would have been.
Love it. Love it.
I feel like I picked up exactly where I left off. And I just don't think, I don't think that you can ever be too old or too this or too that to do what you feel like. I felt like I was really meant to do this.
Love it.
Whether
That's awesome.
it's so good, whether it's good or bad, I just am doing it. And if other people enjoy it and like it, that's awesome.
Right.
Shocking still, but
no,
awesome.
it's love it.
No,
well,
it's weird, but never give up on your dream, and never think that you can't do something just because you're of a certain age or any other issue.
love it. That's wonderful advice. That's wonderful advice. Okay. So you're awesome. And I want to know where people can find you. What's your website? And do you hang out on any particular social media platforms?
Yeah. So my website is FrancineJBauer.com. It needs to be updated. I know I'll get in trouble for that. By you know who. And Facebook. Under Francine Bauer or Francine J. Bauer.
Okay, great.
I post a lot in fact, I just had an in-person show canceled because of COVID. So we put it up on Facebook. I had quite a few sales, and I think I'll probably put it up again and put everything back out there again.
Good for you.
We'll run it for another 2 weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes. Very good. Well, it's been a pleasure to learn more about you. And I look forward to collaborating with you in the future and presenting your art at the next Art of Women event whenever all this COVID stuff settles down and we can get back out there in person. So
definitely.
Thank you, Francine.
Thank you, Renee.